It's Ashwin Rao. Today's video features my second MTO pair from an emerging shoemaker that aims to bring classic and heritage shoe designs from the 1920s through the 1950s into the modern era. This, of course, is Ace of Spades shoes. And the model that I'm featuring today is their Manana Lazyman Oxford. The mind behind Ace of Spades shoes is Anders Sundström, a shoe enthusiast turned entrepreneur in the classic menswear segment, and who identified a need for bringing heritage styles to the modern footwear enthusiast. Since coming onto the scene in 2021, Anders and his team of craftsmen based out of China have offered two different lines of shoes at different price points. The more accessible line, which is typically priced in the $200 range, offers a Blake-stitched design that features the same styles available in their more elevated hand-lasted, hand-welted, and hand-stitched line. The two pairs that I've chosen, including the Route 66 Oxford and this Manana Lazyman, feature hand-welting, hand-lasting, and hand-stitched outsoles. Anders made it known to me that in order to create the welt, there was a channel carved in the outsole for the purpose of hand welting, and no gemming or glue were used in the assembly of the welt directly to the inner sole. This allows the shoes to be more robustly built and longer lasting, and I'm excited to see how that pans out over time. In order to create the Manana Oxford, I was able to start with a general template via the Ace of Spades website for that style, and then choose modifications to the pattern, the leather, including various options for suede, museum, or more traditional veg tan or chrome tan leathers. I was also able to choose various sole types as well as sole shapes, and in this case you can see that I chose a spade sole with a fairly aggressive spade, although he has even more aggressive spade sole designs such as the poly spade that he has recently featured on this very same design. The Manana is essentially a wingtip full-brogued Oxford, but done in the Lazyman style. So what is a Lazyman Oxford? Well, truth be told, the Lazyman Oxford is actually a slip-on shoe. While not quite a loafer, it is truly a slip-on, and it's meant to mimic an Oxford style. And in this case, you can see that the style is one of a full-brogued wingtip. In this case, a museum leather was used to create a sense of lacing, but these are not actually true laces. So this is all one piece here with stitches put in to mimic the stitching pattern. The Manana in this case features Ace of Spades' Eagle last, which is a round-toed last that has fairly symmetric properties as well as a medium instep. This last was since modified from its base last to create a slightly lower instep to secure the shoe on my foot more comfortably, knowing that the traditional Eagle last had slightly more play along the instep. This particular shoe features a beautiful upper leather that's done in a medium brown suede. I'm pretty sure that this suede comes from the Ilsia tannery out of Italy. At least that's where a number of their leathers come from. This particular model was built with hand lasting, and you will see the videos that I feature here to show that hand lasting process. This is also done with hand stitched outsoles and a hand welted process. So this is a hand welted, hand lasted shoe with hand stitched outsoles. No gemming and glue are utilized to assemble the welt directly to the insole, and rather stitching is done directly onto the inner sole. So let's talk about the sole. The logo in the center of the waist here. You can also see an elegant heel block with a rubber back part, as well as this elegant hatch design placed upon the forefoot, topped off by this Lulu style metal toe plate. The screws are placed very cleanly so it's really nicely done. And you can see that you cannot see any stitching, so this is a hidden channel stitching done on the sole. You can see that what appears to be a squared off waist is actually slightly beveled, and you actually have a step off between the tapered heel block, which you can see right here, which I really like in terms of design aesthetic. The angle right here is of similar pitch to the angles demonstrated along the leather panels of the Lazyman. The suede makes this shoe a little bit more casual, along with the fact that it is a Lazyman style. The faux lacing system, as you can see, is something that I debated. Initially, I was thinking about considering using the same suede to essentially hide the lacing. I decided to use museum brown leather to complete that design. I think the shoe flows incredibly well. The fact that we have a round toe on a spade sole is something that's pretty classic and characteristic of heritage shoes of the time. Not to be remiss, keep in mind that Ace of Spades has the option to include a lasted shoe tree. Though because I have a modification to that last, it's not a perfect fit, but it's awfully close. Bottom line is that this shoe tree will clearly allow this shoe to keep its shape over time. Here are a few more details to pull into, including the toe here, the beautiful sole work done in its hatch pattern, and the beautiful job on the squared off, albeit slightly beveled waist. To me, the construction and quality of this particular pair has improved substantially over the previous Route 66 model that I have. You can see along the edge of the waist, the outsole stitching is now hidden to create a blind waist here. And similarly on this side, you cannot see the outsole stitching along the waist of the lateral aspect of the shoe. So Anders and his team have taken great care to take my feedback into account and improve the construction quality of this shoe. All in all, Ace of Spades Shoes is doing an incredible job to bring heritage footwear into the modern era, using, in this case, hand-welted, hand-lasted process with hand-stitched outsoles to bring the highest level of production quality, as well as a number of bespoke features to a shoe that's accessible at an MTO price point. The entire production process took approximately 1.5 months for me, and I think I would expect that as popularity grows, you can expect a 2 to 3 month turnaround. Ace of Spades has a really lovely website that allows you to preview your shoes. I'd encourage you to take a look at their tool, customize, and then even share your design with Anders. He was more than willing to take a look at my ideas, suggest modifications, and to effectively collaborate to create a shoe that would both suit the brand, but more importantly, suit my own design aesthetic. I think it all comes together really, really well. The shoe feels well balanced, the angles all flow, and the color of the upper will allow me to use this in both semi-casual as well as semi-formal situations. Now, full disclosure that Ace of Spades offered me a slight discount for this review in order to make it a little bit more price accessible for me, and I'm really appreciative of that. But Anders has asked for my honest review. I think Ace of Spades is really a strong value in this segment in the mid-tier of classics menswear. I think that they're also very impressive in offering styles that are not traditionally accessible by many other shoemakers and would require a bespoke shoemaker to often access. And here we have the opportunity to try styles like a spade sole, more aggressive uppers, and a variety of different styles that harken back to a vintage era, but accessible to today's modern menswear enthusiast, which is me, and probably you. So I hope you're all doing well. Ace of Spades shoes, they're Manana, Lazyman Oxford. Give Ace of Spades a serious consideration if you're considering a Lazyman or really any style in the more vintage, traditional, or heritage style. If you want a shoe that's a little bit more aggressively styled, Ace of Spades is your bet. I hope you're all doing well. I'll catch you at the next video and have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.